What is the role of a political humorist?
Oh, that's too pompous. Roles to save humanity. No, for me, it's a living.
But I'm gonna try to be not to be pompous, but
oh, go ahead, be yourself.
There has been a role,
yes.
All the way, Will Rogers, I'm sure, way back before that, of the role of the satirist, the humorist in our political scene.
Yeah.
Why? What's that about?
Well, it's part of our nature. And by the way, if nobody was getting paid for this, every family has a funny uncle, a funny grandfather, you know, and they're collectively the humor. You mentioned Will Rogers. 80 years ago, my hero, Will Rogers, he told a joke that still gets a laugh 80 years later. And you know the line, I belong to no organized political party. I am a Democrat. That still holds true. Yeah, John Kerry says, let's pull out of Iraq next July. Hillary Clinton says, start pulling out at the end of this year. Pennsylvania Congressman John Murtha says, start pulling out tomorrow morning. Joe Lieberman said, stay the course. Will Rogers says, I rest my case.
Why do you think people want to laugh at politicians?
Because they're crying inside. It's the same reason you laugh coming out of a funeral. It's human nature. And politicians, there are three characters of celebrity: sports, entertainment, and political. The politician is the most vulnerable. He wants to have the coolness of the athlete or the movie star, but most of the time he falls short. And that's the way it started when Jimmy Carter started wearing the cardigan, and Bush is just shucking and jiving all over the ranch. And but still, they're not as believable as the athlete and the movie star.
But I'm going to press the question: why do people want to laugh at politicians?
Why do they want to laugh
at politicians?
Why do you want to laugh
at politicians?
What? Well, it's part of our democracy. They don't laugh at them in China. They don't laugh at them in North Korea, although that nutcase over there is really ripe for it. But that's democracy. To laugh.
What's funny now?
What's funny now?
Yeah. I mean, you look at the scene that's going on now. What's funny?
Well, the midterm election now, it's a choice between Democrats and Republicans. In other words, a choice between the brainwashed and the brain dead. And so the Republicans are getting ready. The polls say they're going to lose, and they're getting ready now. They want to avoid any looting or tribal civil war, just like we succeeded in doing before. And so the Department of Homeland Security will not be caught with its pants down. They will start building sandbags around Karl Rove. Mark Foley will be hustled off to a private, undisclosed chat room. And the Democrats, they don't admit this to themselves, but they're worried. They say they're scared. They're scared of the possibility that, yeah, they could lose, or yeah, they might pick up a couple of seats, which means nothing. So if they lose, they have two choices: suicide or Canadian citizenship. That's it. If they lose a majority of the House and the Senate, the Democratic Party goes on welfare. They file for bankruptcy, and they put Nancy Pelosi up for adoption.
What's funny about President Bush these days?
It gets to be, I know you're not serious when you ask that question, but we reached the point now where if a Democrat lies to Congress, it's called perjury. If a Republican lies to Congress, it's called a State of the Union address.
Do you have a favorite song parody?
Well, right at the moment, if I may.
Sure. You happen to have a piano in front of you.
Yes, and a nice one, too. And only 4 keys work, but that's all I use anyway. This is... I just wrote this, so if I stop through it and I may have to start again. But what it is self-explanatory. It's about the 2008 race, the presidential race, and as you know, somebody has really exploded around here in all the magazine covers and everything like that. Go home and tell your mama, vote for Barack Obama. He's a man who's both articulate and humble. Be a president sincere with diction oh so clear, as opposed to the one we've got who tends to mumble. He'll perform the highest service. That's why Hillary is nervous. For the nomination, he'll provide the drama. Accomplishments and such in the Senate, well, not much. That's why he's qualified. Vote for Obama. Oh, he's not from Alabama, Arkansas, or Tennessee. Though his father comes from Kenya, that's good enough for me. President Obama. The moment's finally come, which is why Hillary and her sisters sing, we shall overcome.